Today is the first official day mowing customers' yards. It come a storm yesterday. Today and tomorrow are the only days that aren't raining. Now, I could have pushed all my customers because I only have enough to fill up one day so far. I can do them all one day. I could have pushed them all back to tomorrow. Today, right now, it's 42 degrees. I will be wearing this hoodie and a boggin. Tomorrow, they're giving like 78-degree weather. So it's like, you know, what the heck? But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna knock them out today. It'll be a little on the wetter side, so we'll get to see how that Skag 52 V-Ride 2 does in the wetter grass. It will warm up to about 62 today, but that's at like 3 o'clock, and right now it's 9 o'clock. I'm not waiting all day to start mowing. I'm getting started. It's 9 o'clock. I wanted to be on the property at 9, but unfortunately I had to take my son to the daycare. My wife overslept a little, so that's okay. We'll be there by 9:30, 9:34 to be exact, so we're not too terribly behind. But also, after I mow the 2 people in this service area, there is one that wanted me to touch base with her and mow her yard. I may do that tomorrow. We'll see. The first one we're gonna go do, it is $70 plus tax. So it is $74.23 or something like that. Something a little bit. And she does have a card on file, so I will get paid immediately like that. The second yard is like 45 bucks. It's a small cookie cutter yard. I'll have to push mow the back of that one. That's the only thing. Normally I would have told her 55. If I have to push mow, you know, it'll go up 10 bucks. But we need to get clientele, so I just left it at the square footage price that I have a spreadsheet on. I did make my own pricing matrix spreadsheet, and it goes up per 1,000 square foot. And last night I got a call. It was 3 sisters that lived right next to each other, and they all have been like paying the lawn guy to do, all 3 of them. They pay the same lawn guy, and they had one sister pay them, and they just paid the sister whatever, because they all 3 didn't want, you know, all 3 separately called. So I gave them a price of 240 bucks. That's 80 divided by 3, or that's 240 divided by 3 is 80. So it's 80 bucks a yard. Each yard is about an acre, and an acre of probably, I'm just guesstimating an hour, and it's 80 bucks an hour. That's minimum. So, and then I look from Street View, there's a ton of weed eating that'll need to be done. I mean, I'll be there for at least 3 hours, and I'm gonna get paid for that. Minimum 240 plus tax. So it's like 254 after tax. So she said she's gonna talk to him about it. And I said, I will have to have a card on file. I don't know if that'll, you know, because they used to pay, you know, give the lawn guy cash upon visit. But I told them, you know, the way we do it, we're not doing cash. We have to go card on file. I was like, I'm not saying you would ever, you know, forget to give us payment, but that has happened to many lawn care guys in the area, chasing down money. You know, we decided to cut that out, and it's pretty much card only now, you know. And she was like, I understand that. And, you know, even when I pressure washed, and I was running the pressure washing company, the guy's got some ears in. Even when I pressure washed, I usually charged via card. I would say 99% of the time. There was like every now and then that one-off, like, do you want cash? And I would go, oh yeah, sure. And they would give me, you know, $600 cash. I don't normally carry around $600 cash on me, but, you know, for the one-off guys, that would be like, would you prefer cash? I usually pay cash. I was like, yeah, sure. But it was a one-time project, you know what I mean? It's not like mowing where it's recurring, and it's like, you know, they may forget that you come every Tuesday. They may forget that you're coming. They didn't leave it in the mailbox. Oh, my bad, man. It'll be there next week with the next week's payment as well. No, we got to be paid upon completion. I hit the complete button, and it goes ding. My bank account goes cha-ching. You know, like, I'm not doing the chasing monthly recurring revenue money. I'm not doing it. So that's how I'm going to operate. You know, we'll see how it goes. And I did have one old lady. She was like in her 90s, and she pretty much only pays in cash. I was going to take her on. I said, I'll tell you what, if you will have the money, like in the mailbox or under the mat, and we can get it before we start. I said, before we start, if I can see the cash and grab the cash and start, that's how we'll do it. If that's okay with you. And she said that shouldn't be a problem. I'll ask her. It was her daughter. And 3 weeks went by. Once every week I would hit them up, be like, hey, have you been able to talk to her? What's the plan? Oh, I forgot, sorry. I said, well, this was last week. I said, I'll have to know by Wednesday. Like, I need to know because we're planning our route. And she was like, okay. And never heard back. And so I'm just moving on, you know. And that would have been route density, but I'm not, I see how that's going to go. 90-something-year-old woman, she's going to forget. I'm moving on. Not my customer. Sorry. I bought this magnetic mount. I'm going to try it out. It's super heavy duty. It's pure steel. It's pretty heavy, actually, in my hand. And it also comes with a string that you can tie to like your GoPro to make sure that if it does fall, it's not going to fall and land in the yard. I'm not going to, you know, I might miss it and then run back and drive right by it. So I can tie a little tether to it. I'm thinking that's what I'll do, is put this on the mower and have like a POV view this time. And then I've also got my tripod, and I might use the tripod for like the smaller yards. Oh, my advanced chute. Okay, so I thought I broke my knuckle putting the spring on. And man, it hurt so bad. So like, it bruised up and everything, dude, and like it's still kind of sore. The spring that kind of helps it hold itself up, I was not able to get on by myself, and unfortunately I didn't have anybody to help me. I tried so hard, dude, so hard to get that spring on there, and that last try almost had it. It was like that close going around the other end, and it got off the other end and come back and hit my middle knuckle. Oh man, I thought I was going to die. I was sitting there, I was like, oh, you know, one of those that like takes your breath. You're like, oh, you're like, oh, you know. Oh man, dude, that was like, oh, it was like one of those, you know, one of those. And I was like, I sat there, my neighbors were outside, they probably heard me, and they were like, I was like, you know, I bet they're like, what the F is going on over there? Oh man, fun times. And so I was like, I'm done with it. So I basically took one of these, and I was like, heck with it. I want it down. I move it over that front bar of the skag and I put it down. I want it up, I move it over to the opposite end of the handlebar and it'll stay up. That's how I've got it right now. It's redneck until I can find somebody to help me. I'm not doing that by myself. That's dangerous. It's a freaking spring. I didn't have no eye protection on. If that would have came off, hit me in the eye, I would have been blinded one eye. No, ain't doing that no more. Learn my lesson. Let's go ahead, let's skip to the mowing, and I will catch you guys at the first property.
Whoa, whoa. See that guy right there? Looks like he's hit rock bottom. Well, that guy's actually me. Now, I bet you're wondering how I got in this wacky situation.
Well, shoot. Just do it! Oh, my Atlanta. Come on. Come on. Oh, Lord. Alright guys, first yard complete. Let's just say we did not come out very good on that yard. I was doing good. I was doing the whole back hill first. She's got a whole hill back there that makes up the majority of the grass. And I was doing that first, knock it out, get it out of the way. Well, let's just say that in the middle of that crevice, that valley that it makes, there was a huge mud hole. And I knew it was pretty soft and wet, but I was getting through it, you know what I mean? Well, one time I come down through there and we just started spinning, so we got stuck. And instead of digging myself deeper in it, I just got off and I started tugging. I'm sure I got video of it, maybe. I started tugging on it, finally got it turned all the way, a 90-degree angle. Yeah, needless to say, I mowed around that little valley there, the rest of it, and weed eated the rest of that patch right there. So that very much hurt our time right there. the rest of the yard, it was a lot of, the front yard, I had to eventually bring out the push mower for it. And there's a small patch in the back that also has to be push mowed. But the backyard, the fenced in part, I could do with the stand on. Just too many things in the way. There was like a sidewalk dividing the backyard in the fenced area and that little patch that was kind of on a hill under her porch. I had to bring out the push mower back there. Not even talking about all the weed eating and blowing. Yeah, that yard is probably $100 a week yard. I mean, it took me, even with getting stuck, having to push mow the front because it's too, I got stuck. It might just be where it's too wet, but I was sliding a bit with that skag. I didn't like that. Almost went over into her landscaping. Really didn't like that. So, yeah, I brought the push mower for the front. That's fine. That's definitely $100 a week yard. That's just what it is. Did not like that one. That was tough. And she didn't want to come off of $60 a week. I see why the previous lawn care company dropped her. I mean, I see. I get it. I'm pretty sure it was the guy that was mowing right next door to me. He had his own mowing stuff out, and then he mowed one down the road. Yeah, I waved at him. He smiled, and I smiled. He knows I probably wouldn't make no money, but that's okay. That's one we got for this year. It's whatever. But I did get a call from a door hanger, and after this next yard, this cookie cutter small yard, I will be going over to her house and checking out, giving it an accurate quote, and going from there. Alright guys, yard 2 is done. I gotta figure out how I can record the weed eating, because I'm not able to, I don't have a mount with me to put on the weed eater. I could put the tripod out, but honestly I'm just trying to get these yards done as quickly as possible. I did just get a call on the last yard, and I told her I would swing by and give her a quote. She said she got one of my door hangers. I said how much was on it when I got there. We just left, and she said it said $40. And I said okay, let me look around. It's a very tiny yard, minimal weed eating, and I told her $40 would work. $40 a week plus sales tax, so $42.40. And this is actually the neighborhood I want. I want all of them, so I'm willing to cut hers for $40, and the rest of the yards I do already have are not that far from her house. They're like, you know, 5-10 minutes max down the road. And then slowly but surely, once I get my vinyl decals on the sides of the truck, hopefully I get, and I do have 2 more yards I have to go see a lady tomorrow. She told me to stop by. She also got my door hanger, but she's not home today, and she wants to just talk with me, make sure I get in the back gate, which now we have a push mower, so I can. She's 40. She'll be 45 a week, so that'll be 2 in the same neighborhood there for next week. And then I got another one that wants to do cash. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not in that same neighborhood. We'll see how it goes. I may pick her up, and if she misses like 1 or 2 payments, it'll be over. You know what I mean? We'll see. I really don't want to do cash, but if it comes to that's the only way. Like that woman I just talked to, she's very, very old. She had a walker, you could tell. You know, she's like, I don't ever have a lot of cash. I said, that's fine. I'll send you a request, put a card on file, and once you accept the job, and then it'll charge it automatically as soon as I hit the complete button every week. She's like, oh, okay, that's good. I was like, yep. And I said, you'll get your second cut for $1. She said, awesome. You know, make her day. She's toward the end of her life. Let's treat our elders with respect. The door hanger did say it was scheduled before the end of March. You get $1 on your second cut. And she was like, do I get the special or is it too late? I said, no, that's fine. You'll get the special. I said, your second cut will be $1. She said, that's awesome. I was like, yep. So I'll donate a little of my time the second week. You know, she's probably in her late 80s, maybe 90s. She had one of those necklaces that was like a life alert thing, so I'm okay with doing that. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, we got to charge. You know, I'm not gonna be that heartless. Yeah, guys, we are on our way to the 3rd and final yard. I'll probably put the tripod out for that one. So I will catch you guys when we make that trip. just finished my last lawn of the day. So that lawn was actually the easiest. I thought it was going to be the hardest. The first lawn of the day, as you probably seen right off the bat to begin the day, I got my mower stuck in a mud hole that I couldn't tell was a mud hole because the grass was so high. So went through that, dug it out by myself using my manly strength, you know what I'm saying? Got that out, took back off, finished the yard, and the second yard was pretty easy, pretty quick. The most time consuming of that yard was the push mowing in the back because I can't get my mower in the back gate. Maybe next time I should have tried it and just seen if I could have just squeezed in there. Maybe. I doubt it though. But I'll try that next time. Also, in between job 2 and 3, I had a call for a quote, and I happened to be pretty close by, and she said, well, just take your time. I'm not in any rush, any hurry. It was a woman probably in her later 80s or early 90s. I don't know. She looked like she was in pretty bad health. She had called off of one of my door hangers, didn't know how to send a picture. She knows how to take a picture, didn't know how to send it via text. I said, that's fine. I had wrote the quote for $40. That's how, if that gives you an idea of how small her yard is and minimal weed eating. And it looks like that she can't even get herself out of the house. So, yeah, like she's in that bad of a shape. I will probably get her next week on the route. I'm also going to get 2 more in her subdivision, so that'll create some route density. The other 2, one of them is at 45, one of them is at 50. Pretty small cookie cutter yards. All the homes are pretty much built the same. One of those type of neighborhoods. I'm sure you all have seen them in your area, maybe. So there's a good mix of yards in my zip code that I'm targeting. There's a lot of big acre plus yards. There's a lot of subdivisions that are being built that are newer, that are those cookie cutter subdivisions. And while I'm aiming for the cookie cutter subdivisions, especially if I can get my mower in the back gates, that's the biggest thing, then I will try to get them by whatever means necessary as long as I can make a profit. Now, the bigger yards, I'm trying my best to make at least $80 an hour minimum starting out here. Some of them are, the rebuttal is I've always paid 60. Like that first yard today, I got her for 70. I said, well, how about a $10 increase at least? I mean, everything else has gone up. She agreed to that. So, got her for 70 instead of 80. Up from her usual price, she said, that was 60. I see why the last lawn care company kind of let her go. And I'm going to be honest with you, her yard is probably a $90, $100 a week yard. She has a fenced-in yard. Her front yard is on the biggest, weirdest slope ever. It's so hard to turn my zero turn on. It like turns into an egg and then goes back down, and it's just terrible. So you have to push mow the front yard. Front yard's not that big, but still, it's just like that eats into your time and your profit. And then the backyard has a little slope area under her porch that has grass on it that you can either weed eat, but it's big enough to push mow. It's like probably a quarter or a half size close to it of her front yard. So you have to push mow that. Then you have to mow with the zero turn the rest of the backyard fenced in, and then there's yard around the fence, and then goes into a huge, another probably half acre, maybe more, like probably 0.65 of an acre of just turf, which with a ton of trees with mulch around them, on a hill that comes down to a valley that collects water that I got stuck in and had to end up weed eating that part, all of it. It's just terrible. Yeah, that yard honestly is probably bare minimum $100 a week yard. But that's okay. Now I know where that spot is. Now I know what to do. Next time I'll probably start out and push mow everything that needs push mowed, weed eat, and then I'll be able to ride the rest of the way. I know how bumpy it is. It's just terrible. It's a terrible yard, to be honest with you. But it's okay. We know how to do it now. Second yard, great. Try to squeeze it in. Third yard, great. Loved it. Easy. Camera placement. Hopefully the camera placement was good enough for the video. I will try different camera placements. I'll also put a camera mount on the weed eater itself, and we can video the weed eating. And then I'll try to put a mount on the push mower as well, because why not? I don't like setting a tripod out, simply because I have seen other YouTubers where kids have actually come up and tried to steal their GoPro. And I'm not about that. I want it to be on me, so the majority of my stuff will be POV. Maybe if I'm doing like a back fenced-in backyard, I'll put a tripod down. Maybe that will be fine. But I'm not going to put a tripod down at the corner of like a lot and be mowing and paying attention to mowing, and then look up and my camera's gone. You know, I'm not going to do that. I mean, you know, this is like a $450 camera, let alone the 1 terabyte card in it for memory. All the batteries, like I'm not about that. So you're gonna be seeing the majority is going to be POV in my videos. So yeah. All right, guys, I'm almost home. I did just get a phone call from my wife. Apparently, she tested positive for COVID again. Fantastic. I said, you have got to be kidding me. So not only was I sick for like 75-80% of the month of March, but now my wife has COVID again, and I'm hoping I don't get it again, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it took me out, man. Like, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired, dude. So I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna rest, and we're gonna take it from there. So I will see you in the next video.